Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You would run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe, nigga. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lightweight. Lightweight, baby. Oh, we're going to bleed this Friday morning. November 28th. Happy Friday. Hope everyone had a wonderful and blessed Thanksgiving. I know I did. Got with family, got with friends. Everything was all good. Yep. So now we got leftovers for about a week. Turkey toothpaste, turkey coat. We got a turkey skin. It's crazy. It's everywhere. Anyway, let's do this roll call because we're about to tell the truth about Sean Porter. Okay? We're going to tell the truth about him. Showtime Majors. Salute, good brother. Dow Big G. Stormy B-Man in the building. Salute. True Boxing Night. What's going on? Tay-Tay, good morning. Black Gun Owners Magazine. Salute. Sam Mack, 4-ounce sniper. Brooklyn Born. Todd French. Vince, what up, Vince? Columbia, salute. Jalen Hudson. Hassan, what's going on? Snoop in the building. What's going on? Del Riv, Eric Myers. Brandon Shamar. Carlo Worldwide, my brother, salute. Come on in, ladies and gentlemen. Smash the like button. Share the video. We are our own algorithm. Let's not leave it up to Miguel to do anything for us because Miguel and Jerome like to spoon. And they don't like that we're not fans of what they love. We're real men in here. And women. We have on our heads correctly. We have our heads straight. They don't. They're weird. Todd French earlier in that super chat salute. He says, this Thanksgiving is costing me 200 hours of cardio. Hey, bro. Some of y'all right after this live, but if not already, y'all need to be in the gym right now. It's too much mac and cheese. Let's go. Go to the gym. Min Seconds, salute. How are you? Jay from Round the Way. What's going on? Mark Hairston, Louis Hayden. What's going on, man? So let's get straight to it, man. I always said that Sean Porter is a hater. He's been a hater. I refer to him as a xenomorph mouth. The xenomorph is the alien from the Alien franchise. Yeah. And that's his mouth. And all he's doing is talking. And I'm noticing that a lot of these boxers, these retired guys that we grew up, not even grew up watching. I mean, I was a full-blown adult with Sean Porter and Timothy Bradley. I watched their entire careers. And I have a problem with their career. I didn't. They did some silly things. You know, Tim Bradley with the Ruslan Provodnikov situation. I didn't like that. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And then when I found out why he was doing it, that showed a form of weakness. Not in the ring. Ruslan didn't do anything in the ring. He was bothered by what was going on outside the ring. So how dare you be in a position where you're judging a fighter that's doing everything and more that you did in the ring and talk about PTSD. We saw your PTSD. It had nothing to do with what Manny Pacquiao did to you in the ring. It had everything to do with what was going on in the aftermath. So you showed weakness in the ring, and it translated from outside the ring. We also had real Baltimore in the building. Salute. PGH Big Dog. Salute. So that's why, you know, I look at Tim Bradley way different now. So now we're on Snow Time Sean Porter, because I swear he doing lines now or something, because you would think he's on that White Queen right now. These guys are a disgrace. And yes, your behavior can discredit your entire boxing career, because you are exhibiting an extreme orchid of sour grapes. If that's even an orchid, that's an apple, or whatever. Cop Aborigines, salute. A whole bush of sour grapes. So the xenomorph of boxing talk. What do we know about the xenomorphs in the movies? This is a little nerd fact. They are the worst things like ever. Any comic book, any movie, they were created by accident. And you know how you beat the xenomorphs? Whatever planet they on, you leave them there and don't go there. Don't. Just leave them there. They're just animals. Luckily, they can't build things and leave. Just leave their ass there. They're horrible. They're horrible. And that's just like Sean Porter, because what people told me, because I don't listen to him, I just get clips of what he said. I'm like, why is he saying that? And I always said, man, he sounds like all the haters and all the people in the comment section. So I was watching the brother Aki. I'm gonna play a clip from his video in a minute. As I'm listening to his video, he said the exact same thing. All he does is regurgitate the hatred that people say in these comment sections. And it's like he says it and he caters to them, so then people will turn around and come to our comment sections and say, well, Sean Porter said that. Nah, he was actually listening to you. So he's the ultimate form of a yes man. All he's doing is selling wolf tickets. These aren't his opinions. You're just talking. These guys, I don't know what happens to these guys. They just want to be in a position where they're saying, hey, man, I'm just being fair. They're so quick to pull away and say it's not a black thing. Oh, Copper, I don't know. I didn't know that. I don't know how that woman looks. I don't know. Is it? Is she? I don't know. I have no idea. But I know that he's not a free thinker. And he's a goddamn hater. Because I found out some ish during the week. Adrian, what up? He's another mother effer that sparred Devin when Devin was a kid. That really happened? You see, I try to give some of these dudes grace, but my God. I mean, you really listen to these guys and you have the world, when they're on the outside looking in, and they just get involved in boxing, they come into the game hating Devin. Why do you hate this kid? Then they point to Bill and they go, okay, well, he's loudmouth and we don't like that. Really? Then why the hell is Muhammad Ali the GOAT? Why some of you cats that were teenagers during the Roy Jones Jr. era loved Roy so much? All he did was talk and back it up in the ring. Until he didn't. So you ask these people, these new fans, what is your problem with this kid? I don't care what Bill says. Bill's not in the ring. His son is. And you don't like his son, why? He gets hurt in one fight and has to recoup. So he does what his trainer tells him to do. Clinch. That was one round in one fight. He dominated from rounds 1 to 10. At the end of 10, Linares clipped him. 11, he had to clinch and get his bearings back. Round 12, it was back to business. It was still a wash. But that was the birth of a quote-unquote clinch counter? Huh? Like I didn't go through a whole era of John Ruiz, and salute to John. But it was jab, forward, clinch, jab, forward, clinch, jab, forward, clinch. Straight, clinch, clinch, clinch. Go watch John Ruiz versus Andrew Galata. Count those clinches. Go watch any Vladimir Klitschko fight. Before he had to go fight overseas because we couldn't deal with him over here. It was like, man, he's boring. There was never a clinch counter for those dudes. It's like y'all putting everything on this young man, and it's not true, number one. Number two, all I see is the work. And then when you point out, hey, man, youngest undisputed champion in the four belt ever, then they say belts don't matter. They don't. Then they start talking about money. I'm like, well, amongst his peers, Devin is the wealthiest. He's made the most money. Then they want to argue with you about that. Well, you don't know that. You heard it yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? Then they want to talk about greasy hair, tattoos, and dress. Devin got that too, if you're into that. And then y'all say he's trying to be like, you know who, Mellow Yellow. No, all those kids dress like that. All of them do. So what now? And that's why Devin doesn't give a damn about you haters. Because all I see is the work. Hate, 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 hate. Youngest undisputed champion. Hate, 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 hate. All his contemporaries ducked him. All of them did. Every last one of them did. And it's gotten so bad that the fan base that those fighters have, they're now telling Devin what he should do. Now he should go to 54? No, the thing is he's eclipsing his career, and his accolades are eclipsing your favorite fighter, even the ones that are retired and out the ring. And that's why they hate us. I haven't seen anything like this, I don't believe, ever. I didn't think it would get any worse than Deontay. But every couple of years, it gets worse. These new mindless freaks emerge. And I just don't get it. I'm looking at the work rate, the resume. And yes, I'm at a position now where I'm like, I'm even counting his contemporaries that ducked him. And there's a list. Speaking of lists, Devin put out a whole list. And y'all still not satisfied. Everybody on that list, y'all knew. And y'all still found a way to try and lie on him. This xenomorph mouth. Devin gonna try and pull out the fight. I remember that. And I'm gonna play this clip. I want you to hear what this dude says. It's not right. It's not accurate at all. It's a lie. But because he's Sean Porter, y'all gonna believe it. But what you don't understand is that Sean Porter reads his comment section. He doesn't do his own research. That's what I'm saying. What a lot of y'all don't know, us here in social media, a lot of us do know more than the actual fighters. A lot of us do. They don't research like how we research. What do you think will happen if Tim Bradley and Sean Porter show up to the Strong House and try and debate me on Devin Haney? What do you think will happen to them? They're talking from an emotional perspective, and I'm going to bring up facts, data, and statistics and ask them to explain this. If you feel this way, then explain this. Because right now, as of right now, they're looking stupid. But people will run to them and say, well, they're the pros. They're the pros. They know what they're talking about. They know what they're looking at. No, they're the cons. You know how there's pros and cons? No, they're cons. It's a double meaning. They're the cons. Just because they're pros don't mean they know what they're talking about. And they're cons. They're using their Hall of Fame status to push an agenda. But they have human tendencies and human emotions like everybody else. And they are jealous. I'm not even going to use that term haters. I'm going to use the real term. These guys are jealous. They are jealous. And you don't know enough about them. Now, we already explained with Tim Bradley what he had going on. Now it's xenomorph mouth Sean Porter. And the Porterway Pod trash. First, let me give you a a definition, but let me read the super chat. My brother Skywalk, my brother in that super chat, much love and appreciation. Always good to see you. He says, dude, like a drink, he like a drink catfish with all those teeth. A bottom feeder hating. Y'all know what catfish are? And I know it tastes good, but you know catfish are bottom feeders. You know what that means? They lay on the floor of the lake and they eat whatever falls all day. They eat feces and everything. That's catfish. And I know it tastes good, y'all, but that's what catfish are. That's why I'm not a Coach Hudson in the building. Salute. Don Vaughn, salute. If I miss you in the chat, know that I love you. Joe the Beast. What's going on? M. Banks, what up? Sean, what's going on? Now, I know what you meant, Skywalk. I know what you meant. That's why I don't eat shellfish. I know people love it. Lobster and shrimp and crabs. Zoom in on a lobster's leg, right? Break off the leg, look at it, and then Google a cockroach leg and zoom in on it. All those bottom feeders are giant bugs. Who the fuck looked at a lobster and said, hey, that might taste good with butter? Who did that? Thank you. Jerk. Sure will, salute. 88 Sports Talk, salute. Thank you, Snoop. It's a sea roach. Y'all can have it. I'm good. Never been a fan. When I was a kid, everyone was like, oh, shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. They brought some shrimp to the, like we was at a restaurant. And I'm looking, I used to see commercials about shrimp. We got shrimp, surf and turf, shrimp, shrimp. And I'm looking at a shrimp like, huh? And there was a restaurant out here in New York a long time ago called, what's it called? It's called Beefsteak Charlie's. Harvey, what up? St. Louis Mix, salute. It was called Beefsteak Charlie's. And we ended up over there, and it was like a little steakhouse or whatever. MJ, what up? And I'm sitting at the table. I was a kid, man, and they ordered, like, my family ordered some shrimp, and they brought that thing, and I'm looking at it like, they look like bugs, man. There was no internet when I was a kid. I was actually, like, in a library and had to, like, look. Just Spark, salute, brother. Always great to see you. Condo, my brother, salute. And I'm looking in an encyclopedia somewhere, and I said, look up shrimp. And I said, this damn thing look like a bug. Y'all eat this? Felix, what up, brother? DR on deck. Like, people eat this? No. Tone, what up? Now, I've tried it. I have on a few occasions. But I'm not a fan, is what I'm saying. Goddamn. It's a sea roach. People eating it by the troughs. Y'all can have the shrimp and the lobster and the crab fest. Who likes seafood the most? Women. But I digress. Sean's asking, how would I think? Adrian, what up? Yeah, bro. The shrimp that in the Chinese food. I did a show a long time ago. Why are we still eating Chinese food? I did that show a long time ago. I'm like, why are we still eating this? They're serving us shit that they don't eat. You ever walk into a Chinese restaurant and you order your number 3, the chicken fried rice or the shrimp fried rice with the 4 wings, and you're looking at it and they're eating what they eat? All you see is vegetables. You see the bok choy with the broth. And it's like, that don't look like no noodle that you throw in that box and give to us. What are you eating? They don't eat the shit that's on that menu. They don't eat that. Why y'all going in there buying that shrimp that they giving y'all? Yeah, okay. Go right ahead. I just saw a video last week. Somebody videoed this Chinese dude trying to separate some ribs. He's in the back of the store throwing some frozen ribs on the pavement to break it in half. I'm like, there you go. That right there. That right there. No amount of heat in the world could get the bacteria off of that. And why would you eat that? Y'all go ahead, man. Y'all can have y'all number 3s. Shrimp fried rice with 4 chicken wings with a shot glass of grease. Asking for it. Sean is asking, how would I think Sean Porter would have faced off against Brian Norman? It'd have been 12 rounds of sloppiness. There'd have been 450 clinches because Sean Porter leads with his head and his teeth. All right. Black martial arts, salute. Main biker, salute. He leads with his teeth and his head. Big Joe Townsend, salute. And it'd have been sloppy. I think Brian Norman beats him because he's a little. I think, are they the same height? I'm not sure, but Brian Norman is a harder puncher. Sean Porter would just had a high work rate, and I think Brian would have got him. He'd have got him off the separation. He'd have got him. Separate from the clinch. He'd have fought out the clinch, and he'd have hit him. He'd have caught him just like how Errol caught Sean. He'd have caught him just like that. He'd have caught him just like that. And Errol fought him, and he didn't really. I don't think Errol really trained serious for that fight, and he did that to Sean. Brian Norman is a disciplined trainer. I rock salute. When he trains, he's locked in. He don't have no bad habits, from what I've known. But I think he'd have got Sean. Is it a little biased because he's the topic of discussion this morning? Probably. But they'll never fight. So, I'm picking Sean. I'm sorry, Sean. I'm picking Brian for that because motherfuck Sean Porter. Now, let me give y'all this definition. What does alienate mean? Defined in law, transfer ownership or property rights to another person or group. We're not talking about that. Alienate, as it pertains to this morning's topic, is cause someone to feel isolated or estranged. Now, I would peek my head in the door of the Porterway podcast. Shamar, what up? But I never sat there and watched the show. I normally got clips, and all the clips that were sent to me, 100% of them were, Drew, have you heard what this motherfucker said? And I'm like, what'd he say now? And every time I played a clip of him saying something, it was the most bizarre thing. I'm like, why is he getting that opinion? Where's he getting that from? So if this dude is going to alienate a man, a young king like Devin Haney, then I'm not telling y'all what to do, but I will alienate the Porterway pod trash. Moving forward, I'm going to ask the family, don't send me anything that this guy has to say. I don't give a damn if he does a complete 180. I don't care. He's lost all privileges. I don't have a problem with his boxing career. I don't. But an analyst, he's not. An anus, he is. I'm no longer interested in his boxing opinion because he has no opinion. I knew there was something strange with everything in these clips that I said. I mean, I'm like, why does he sound like everybody in the chat? You know why people love him? Because they know that he reads their shit and he thinks that that's the majority. So what he does is he sides with the majority and he doesn't formulate his own opinion. That's not an analyst. That's a yes, sir. You're catering to these haters because you think it's the majority. That's what you're doing. I made mention about these new people coming into boxing. You have these strong opinions about Devin Haney. And I'm like, how'd you come to that analysis? You just started watching boxing like last year. Let me ask y'all a question. Gerard, Harlem in the building, salute. Let me ask y'all a question. I'm gonna give you an example of a weird fanatic. How the hell does Mag 7 go to various panels and argue so hard, but then turn around and says he's a casual? Casuals should be doing more listening than talking. Am I wrong on that? Listen, does that make sense? How are you fussing so hard over a topic and then turn around and tell me you're a casual? Where does that make sense? Does that make sense? The brother Max 7, I asked, what does he do for a living? He says, I'm a forklift operator. Okay, I drive a bus. Could we switch jobs? No, you put me in a forklift right now, I might turn the fuck on and drive in reverse and run somebody over, then go forward and stab somebody. It'll be a nightmare. I'll be in jail. They go, do you know how to drive a forklift? No, but I seen it done. Huh? If I put Mag 7 in the bus right now, he gonna crash. Matter of fact, he ain't even gonna know how to turn it on. You see? That's what I'm saying. I can't tell you how many of y'all can go to a hockey platform right now and have an educated discussion about hockey right now. How many of y'all? Village Brothers, salute. Inside the square circle, salute. Yeah, that's what he is. He's a xenomorph mouth. He's the worst. Those aliens in the movies and the cartoons, the comic books, they're the worst. They are the worst. And that's Sean Porter. He is the worst. Adrian, that is gangster right there. And he probably do. It comes a point in time, and that's the problem with certain people. As an adult, you got to know when to shut up. The problem with a lot of these mofos is that they are afraid to admit when they don't know something. Stormy, you know why I feel that's important? Because if we tell people, yo, this is what we're dealing with, a lot of people will say, nah, it can't be that serious. I'm like, no, it is. These are majority of Mellow Yellow fans. This is what we deal with. It must be heard in sync to believe. Because I couldn't just tell people. For a long time, I told my boys, yo, man, when I'm online, I'm dealing with people that say this and say that. They be like, nah, you lying. I'm like, dead serious. I'm like, wait a minute. Open up the panel. I used to send them clips to BFTB. And it was straight Jerry Springer. And they were like, nah, those guys, they just playing. I said, no, they really have a love affair of Anthony Joshua. And they really hate Deontay Wilder that much. And now it's like, it's Mellow Yellow. Tank Davis. He got fans that do that. Why and how is your opinion that strong? And then you turn around and say you a casual. Just shut up and learn something. And the problem is when you're a grown person, sometimes these adults are afraid to admit when they don't know something. To me, it's refreshing. You know why? It removes a lot of responsibility. How many times y'all heard me say, hey, I don't know everything, but I suspect this and that. If I'm wrong on that, let me know in the comment section, in the chat. If I miss something, let me know, and I'll research it. But when you come on here like a know-it-all and you're wrong, how you looking? Like Sean Porter, Steve L, salute. Harvey, what up? And Sean Porter's the Hall of Fame fighter. Tim Bradley are the Hall of Fame fighters, and they're wrong. It's a circle jerk. They have KBG, what up? They have jealousy in their hearts, and they see what the public is saying, and then they take those words and hang on to that because they can't hang on to anything else. And then once they start saying it, the jealous public, the hating public, because they're jealous, but they're jealous career-wise, but the hating public say, oh, these Hall of Fame fighters are agreeing with us. So it's a circle jerk. It's a circle of jerks. When we dismantle Timothy Bradley. Timmy! Sean Porter, you on the chopping block this morning. Alienate. The Porterway pod trash. Your podcast is trash. Because you are FOS. It's an acronym full of, you know what it is. To cause someone to feel isolated or estranged. Well, you know what? I'm officially doing that to you. I'm not telling everybody else to do that. What they do is what they do. But I never listened to you. I was never subbed to you. But every clip that I got of you talking with all those teeth in your mouth, chasing Ripley up and down a spaceship, poisoning the boxing world with your senseless rhetoric. You haven't said anything of significance. You regurgitate what people say in the chat. And then they hear you say it 2 days later and they think, oh, I was right. Because Sean just said the same thing. No, he read your stupid ass comment. And in Devin Haney's case, in a sense, it justified him until the research came out. Dante, what up, good brother? In that super chat, salute. He says, salute my brother, LDBC for life. Salute to you, good brother. Yes, sir. Now, I hear you, Stormy. But I stand on that. It must be heard and seen to believe. And he don't get airtime a lot. But every now and again, when people say, nah, that's unbelievable. No, it's believable. Because his entire fan base sounds like that. Now, let's get to Sean Porter. Xenomouth. And salute to Aki. I got this clip from him. Just listen. This is Sean Porter, y'all.
His career. I said, Dev's still has something in the tank. I said, the best version of Devin shows up. Now Norman's gonna have some big issues, and it just so happened that
he never said that. He never said that. He never said that. It was Devin don't want that. Devin's going to pull out the fight. He don't want that. He never said if the best version of Devin showed up, because everyone said the best version of Devin is gone and the best version of Devin can't beat anybody. See, Wood, salute. All father, salute. That's what he said. And now he backpedaling.
Went that way, you know. Funny enough, like, I'm on record for saying that Devin didn't want this fight in the first place. I don't think that they did. I'm hearing that it was on record that he was on the list, that Ryan Norman was on the list.
What do you mean you're hearing that it's on record? You didn't see the goddamn list? It was plastered all over social media. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Shabay, what up? You see? You mean to tell me you heard about the list? It was all over social media. It was on Twitter. People shared it. People did YouTube videos about it. People said he don't mean that. He just talking. And all I said was, let's see who answered. Who's the only person that answered? Boots didn't answer. Well, Boots answered, but we didn't get the fight. You know why? He wanted that 152. Devin said, I'm not catch weighting shit. I just got the 47. What we doing? You want to be undisputed. You see what I mean? You see? You mean to tell me you ain't see the list? Hall of Famer? Xenomouth? You ain't see it? You heard. All you gotta do is let these niggas talk. Let them talk. How you heard? I'm hearing they on a list? How? You didn't see it? Teofimo ain't won it. Ducked $11 million. Let me ask you a question. Let me stop right there. Let me ask you a question. Teofimo Lopez ducked $11 million to fight Devin. Yeah, Cool Breeze. Yeah, I think so too. Where was Sean Porter's video? Where was Sean Zartel's video? Where was Shokun, the grown adolescent? Where were their videos? Teofimo just ducked $11 million to fight Devin. What does that mean? Where were the videos, man? That was news. You know what else was news? Remember this? Devin Haney is calling Tio a duck. More like Tio is smart not to fight a runner who has less fans than Diddy does. First of all, nigga, what is your obsession with Sean Diddy Combs? You wear fishnets and pull large pieces of furniture out of your ass, dude. What are you talking about? And why are you talking? Put the price in there. It was $11 million, Oscar. $11 million. $11 million. After the kid just said, I never made a meal. Turkey said, I got 11 of those things for you. He said no. And when they asked him why, he said, well, it's not like I ain't got no faith in my abilities, but I mean, why would I want to fight that fight? Didn't Mellow Yellow's coach say that? In reference to Shakur? Why would we want that fight? He's not going to stand there and let us do what we do. Duck! Hey, we pocket watching? Hey, Tio, you couldn't just get paid? Where else is Teofimo Lopez getting $11 million up front? This dude ducked $11 million. Mellow Yellow ducked $25 up front. What are we talking about? Boots said no. Tio said no. Mellow Yellow said no. Shakap said no. He's gonna be drained. He said, okay. Shot at 4 belts pay-per-view. I'm gonna be drained. Let's get it before I move up. I know my worth. Fought Edwin De Los Santos in a stinker, according to the public. Did you make anywhere close to the money with De Los Santos as you would have made with Devin Haney with a bigger price, with a bigger prize at the end if you have won? No. These niggas ain't want no smoke. And that's how we got to Brian Norman. He wasn't some killer. He was just next. That's all. Now stop me when I'm lying. I know haters are watching. Put in the chat that I'm lying. Please, go ahead. I dare you. He was just next. But stupid ass Xenomouth is talking about, I heard he was on the list. What do you mean you heard? You didn't see it? Talk about how we got to Brian Norman. Talk about how we got there. Because he wasn't first. He was just next. I didn't see anybody else jumping around to fight Brian Norman. We doing this for real? Y'all think y'all turning Devin into some sort of attack animal. You see, he learned the valuable lesson. The valuable lesson is mother F the fanatics. You fucks with the supporters, but mother F the fanatics. You know why? Fanatics want to see Devin lose. Oh, go to 54. Let's say Devin goes to 54 next fight. You know what they want to put? You know what they're gonna want him to do? Oh, you all that? Fight Bakram. When nobody else is calling out Bakram at 54, they're gonna want Devin to go do it. You want to see him lose, but the weird shit is, Devin would fight him. That's the weird part. Devin is outworking your favorite fighter. Devin is outworking your favorite fighter. Pick him. Pick your favorite fighter. We can go all over the place. He's outworking your favorite fighter. Your favorite fighter doesn't have the same accolades as Devin. I don't want to hear it. Xenomorph Mouth just said, I heard about the list. What do you mean you heard, nigga? You ain't see it? Portaway pod trash. This is your pod trash. You supposed to be the one leading the charge on that couch. You supposed to be the one with all the information, dissecting it from an unbiased professional standpoint. You're just catering to the haters because it's popular. But when I tell y'all, all I see is the work, who could deny Devin's work? Again, Devin was supposed to die Saturday. Y'all did that. I was here saying, nah, no. Salute to the Normans. I like Brian, but he's not ready. I told y'all that. Stormy told y'all that. BFTP told y'all that, but I understand why haters will take his words as a grain of salt because he has a great relationship, like a personal relationship with the Haneys. So I get that. But boxing, I agreed. I said, nah, Norman's a good kid, but he's not on Devin's level. Y'all really don't understand what puncher's chance means? That means outside of landing something significant, he's not going to win. Y'all use lingo that y'all don't even understand. G. McCall, salute. Y'all don't even understand. I said, well, you know what? I could be wrong. We're going to see. And I stayed on course. And I know some of y'all minds play tricks on you. When the fight got closer, fight week, the day before the fight, a lot of brothers and sisters was like, you know what? Nah, I don't think, that Devin is still shell shocked. Devin, got PTSD. And no. Y'all don't know what y'all might have heard it and heard about it. Y'all don't know what it means. If Devin had real PTSD, he wouldn't be fighting. Why do y'all think Devin had PTSD? I've never heard this said about any other fighter that's been knocked out before. Did Roy Jones Jr. have PTSD after the second Tarver fight? And after that, the Glenn Carf Johnson fight, where he was knocked out violently. Did y'all even say that? I never heard anyone say that. He won fights after that. What are we talking about, man? All of these things is reserved for fighters you don't like. And old media puts this bullshit out and y'all latch onto it. I mean, that's why Stormy says, man, watch boxing, man. Understand what temperament is. There was nothing wrong with the kid. He literally let somebody, listen, man, you can't control sometimes how people behave after they meet you. Devin let somebody in his fucking gym. And this dude took a picture with him and then got on his social media and blotted his face out and said, I really think Devin is slow. Like Daniel Dubois. Remember when I asked? I said, is Daniel Dubois kind of like, is he like slow or something? Remember when I asked that? I was genuinely asking. And somebody was in the chat that said they work with people like that. They say, yo, Daniel Dubois checks all the boxes. I don't know Daniel. I just asked because he did an interview and I was kind of like, that's not like punch drunk or nothing like that. Like from taking too many shots. I think that's just how he talks. It could be a speech impediment. I don't know. Y'all remember that? Well, some fool, I don't know when, but he got around Devin and took a picture and blotted his face out and was saying, hey, I think Devin is slow. Why the fuck would you, man? You know what, man? These people are demons, man. Intelligent Savage, salute. These people are demons. And that's why Deontay don't keep a lot of people around him anymore. That's why he stopped talking to the media. Because he understood, he learned that no matter what you do, like the James Bond movie, the world is not enough. Thank you, Shogun. Rolly slow. You can hear it. But the boy can fight. But he's not the greatest fighter. He's damn sure not the greatest boxer. He's been knocked out twice. He's been hurt in fights several times. Has anyone said he has PTSD? Anyone? Has anyone said he needs to retire? After that Eastside Cruz thing, I was like, shit. I don't know if he's going to be the same after that. I don't know. But he won fights after that. Tank knocked him out. Did anyone say he was done? No. These things are reserved for certain fighters. Email champion, PTSD, clinch counter. ESPN had a list of undisputed champions in the full belt era. And they had Teofimo Lopez on that list. And I said, that's wrong. That is wrong. He has a franchise status that wasn't supposed to be transferable. And I'm telling you, you let people 5 years from now, they're going to look at that list and think they're going to tell you what it is. And you're going to have to educate them. Now, you think a guy like Mag 7 even knows that? But they'll be like, oh, go to ESPN. Look at ESPN, the leader in sports. Look what they say. I don't care what they say. That's wrong. A lot of white media will try and tell you about Muhammad Ali. It's wrong. Don't tell me anything about what the media says. The media, look, man, this government put in textbooks in Texas, of all places. They said Africans migrated to America for a better way of life. The parent was reading the book and said, migrate? What year was this? The 90s? No, they were talking about slavery. Do you know they tried to downplay slavery and not talk about it in the new social studies, histories books? The parent took the book to school and said, what the fuck is this? They yanked the books from the students and they say, oh, no, we don't want to talk about slavery anymore. Look it up. This happened. They tried it in Texas. What do you mean don't talk? It's a part of American history, right? Slaves were emancipated, right? It happened. Well, we don't want to talk about it now because, I mean, those Bloods and those Crips in Chicago, man, shut up. That has nothing to do with the history of this country. You want to talk about Bloods and Crips in Chicago? Let's talk about how gang members got a hold of military-issued firearms. How'd that happen? Being found in crates around the city of Chicago. I know, I had family over there. How'd they get there? The government. Stop it. Talk about history correctly. Don't change anything. Be honest. Stand on it. Same thing with boxing. Be honest and stand on it. Do your own research. Stop going to places because it's comfortable. If you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. Research it, come back and tell me I'm wrong. And I dare you to come back with quotes from these coons and monkeys. I dare you. Because 10 times out of 10, I'll know where you got it from. And I'll pick it apart. And then when I ask you questions, you won't be able to Google it fast enough. But you knuckle draggers are afraid to admit when you don't know something. I never stop learning. I'm always asking questions. When news comes out, I don't want to be first. I want to be correct. And it's a goddamn shame they got Hall of Fame fighters they're jealous of this young man. And they are supported by the hatred in their comment section. Shame on Tim Bradley and shame on Xenomorph Mouth, Sean Porter, and the Porterway Pod trash. My brother iRock in that super chat salute, he says, but remember, OG, according to the all-knowing casual Mag 7, accolades don't matter. It's about power, swag, and style. Exactly. The dude told Champside, if the kids ain't talking about it, then it ain't popping. So you a kid? You see? You see how that works? I don't care what kids say. I don't listen to their music. I don't dress like them. I'm watching the sport. The kids can't talk to me about the sport. I don't want to talk about braided hair and greasy scalps and tattoos and no. I'm talking about the sport. He literally told Champs, if the kids ain't talking about it, then it ain't popping. What? And right now, this morning, he doesn't realize he thinks he was cooking on Champ's side. He needs to go run that back and just look at Champ's side's face. He just let him talk. What do I always tell y'all? Just let these niggas talk. They'll tell you who they are. It was comedy. He wasn't cooking. He was getting cooked. Go back and read the chat, Mag. It was embarrassing. If the kids ain't talking about it. I don't care what the kids talk about. The kids don't want to eat their vegetables. The kids don't want to work. The kids are raised by single mothers. You want to listen to the kids? You want to follow the kids? Wow. Young Abel in that super chat salute. He says, I remember when Roy was KO'd by Johnson. Larry Merchant led the march of people who wanted him to retire. Never heard the PTSD part with Roy. Exactly. And Larry Merchant is one of the original haters. He predates social media with hatred. I can't find a black fighter that he adored. Wait a minute. Let me give y'all a little story. Do y'all remember, best pugilist salute, do y'all remember a fighter by the name of Tavoris Cloud? Scott, what up, Scott? When that fight signed, I'll cross that bridge. I don't have a prediction right now on Benavidez and Zerto. I like it, but when we get closer to that, I'll give a prediction. I just like the fact that Benavidez is making that move. Y'all remember Tavoris Cloud? Black guy. Tavoris, salute, Queen. Tavoris Thunder Cloud. Y'all remember him? I remember watching him fight on HBO. And he was a action fighter. I guess he was more of a puncher than a boxer. And he was making some noise. And I forgot who he was fighting, but he had got cut. And I remember listening to Larry Merchant, right? And the commentary, I call the Peanut Gallery. They were, talking, and they were like, "Hey, he has to be mindful because he got that cut on his eye. He don't want to get worse because the blood will get into his eye." You know what Larry Merchant said? He could bleed later. Just move forward. And I say, bleed later. He got to get out this round before that cut gets worse and he gets stopped. Well, eventually, the corner got the cut under control, and Tavoris smashed the gas on dude and stopped him. And he's like, "Thank you, Tavoris Cloud," in all his sarcasm. This is a guy that loves Arturo Gatti. That was a network that loved Arturo Gatti. Matter of fact, old boy had y'all remember the Gatti list? Let me explain something to you. If I'm a pro fighter, the last list I want to be on is an Arturo Gatti list. Do y'all remember who Arturo Gatti was? There was a lot of good, but in my opinion, most of it was bad. Arturo Gatti used to get punched on. So what the fuck? Why would you? All right, whatever, man. You are not offending me by not putting me on that goddamn list. You remember when they referred to Floyd Mayweather as a son of a bitch? You remember that? So these are the things we were dealing with as black supporters and those black athletes. Remember when Floyd said, "Man, fuck HBO, they don't appreciate me, I'm going over to Showtime." And they accused him of holding up the welterweight division. He was referred to as a son of a bitch. Y'all remember that? You remember that? They called him a son of a bitch. I said, "Ooh, wow, I know it's HBO, but goddamn, that sounds personal." And it was. Because when they chased the last popular black fighter off that network, soon after, they tanked. You see that? Y'all did that. Go over to Showtime. Mr. Big Play, salute. Go over to Showtime. Paulie did that stupid shit with Deontay after the first Ortiz fight, just talking down on the person, the heavyweight, the only heavyweight carrying Showtime. He was so down bad, he was so out loud with his races, he couldn't contain it anymore. They fired his ass. They fired Paulie. And then he gets online talking about it's the time of the European fighter. Do y'all remember this? Wasn't that long ago. We were all online talking about it. There were no Mag 7s. There were no Mellow Yellow fans. Because we were dealing with it back then. So when we see young black fighters thinking that they're playing checkers and not chess. No, playing chess and not checkers. Wherever the fuck. When we see that, it's like, no, bro. What Floyd did, it worked for him. There's too much talent, and we're in the era of social media. You can't do what Floyd did now. The things are different. Gone are the days where you feel I could boost up pay-per-view sales by fighting a Latino. Those days are gone. Floyd milked that already. It's over. There's too much black talent out here. You got the Russians coming over here fighting different now. Got Bakram running around here now, knocking heads off. Lomachenko came through. Tank ain't fight him. Shit is different now. You got to move different. And Mellow Yellow, his resume suffered because Mayweather tried to make him follow that formula. And it's outdated. And then no one anticipated Turkey Al-Sheikh coming through. You have to have big nuts. Show and prove. 50 mil, come to Saudi, fight Devin. Your man said, no, give me 2 Ferraris. There goes that. He said, I'll give you 2 gloves. There goes that. Oh, well, Tank and money. Well, the money was there. What are we talking about? Teofimo Lopez, oh, I never made $1 million. I have $11 million for you, fight Devin. No, fuck that. You see what I mean? Where's Tim Bradley and Xenomouth Porter? Where's their opinion on that? Where's their opinion on that? I'm sure they've said, oh man, you know, Turkey, he's going to make these people show and prove. I know they said that. But wait a minute. The only person eating off of Turkey while building a resume is who? Devin. So I don't understand the hate. You criticize his fighting style. That don't work. He keeps winning. They tried to kill him in the ring. That failed. Y'all don't talk about that enough. And he was supposed to die last Saturday. And he basically beat Brian Norman at his own game. He dropped him. He met him in the middle of the ring. Outboxed him. I mean, that was boxing on level 10. That was a flat-out Kyokan attack. Shout out to my Dragon Ball heads. And Brian couldn't do nothing with him. And we got to still listen to this trash coming from pros? Eric Jordan in that super chat, he says, Devin, Ninja Sword Haney ain't ducking no smoke. Heavyweight? Hell no.
Give power to my nigger sword!
Good brother Scott in that super chat salute, he says, Bradley Jr. versus Haney would have been a good watch. It would have been an ass whooping, brother. I would have liked to have watched it because Devin would have beat the shit out of Tim Bradley. all those abs and built like a classic physique bodybuilder in the lightest weight division, but you couldn't bust a grape. Bradley had no power. He was all skull and no power. But the boy could box. And how do you apologize to the Filipino people after they called your kids all kinds of mixed racial names and your wife all kinds of fat? You get in there with Manny Pacquiao 2 more times and start doing somersaults in the ring like a fucking a circus monkey. You big lip knuckle dragger. I would have loved to have seen that. I wanted to see I wanted to see Tim Bradley versus Errol Spence. Ask him what happened with that. Case closed on him. Real Baltimore in the building, Smoke and Talk podcast. What's good? So what's up, y'all? Happy Friday, Drew. What we doing? Man, Sean Porter's on the chopping block, brother. Sean Porter's on the chopping block. Zeno mouth. I'm gonna take clips of his show, and every time he talks, I'm gonna do a voiceover. All you're gonna hear is so you're gonna hear. But let's get back to what this clown said. So he don't know about no list. Listen to what he says about the list.
That it was on record he was on the list. That Brian Norman was on the list. Can't imagine he was number 1 on the list, but this ended up being a fight.
Okay, remind me, y'all, who was number 1 on the list? Because it wasn't Brian Norman. Brian Norman. Now notice, Devin could have easily said, "Well, who's Brian Norman? I don't care if he has a belt or not." But then they didn't accuse him. Oh, well, he's a champion. Why you ducking a champion? You can go up right away and fight for that belt. You don't want to do it. You're ducking. Who's a champion, a.k.a. he ain't got enough star power. He ain't got enough star power. Marvel, what's good? He ain't got enough star power. Right? Because people be like, hey, man, we're not chasing belts. We're not chasing belts. So you chasing money. All right, fine. So once Turkey Al Sheik got into the business, you ain't got to worry about money. That's what I'm saying. Devin is waving an axe with 2 blades on it. He's waving an axe with 2 blades on it. You go left, you're getting cut. You go right, you're getting cut. Up and down, you're getting cut. The money's there. So he said, well, Turkey's already paying me, so let me put out this list. Who's number 1 on the list? Scott says Jaron Ennis. True Boxing Night says Ryan Garcia. Who else was before Brian Norman? I don't remember the order, to be honest with you. That's why I'm asking y'all. So Jaron said no. Ryan said no. Tiafimo said no. Shakur said no. Tank said no. Right? That's how we got to Brian Norman. Brian Norman is not the biggest rock star out of the names I mentioned, y'all. He's not the biggest rock star out of all the names I mentioned, y'all. That's how we got there. How the fuck does Sean Porter not know that? He didn't look at it before he clicked live on his podcast. You couldn't call up your boy Sean Sattel, say, what that list? Let me see that list. Let me see the list. Now, this is a professional fighter, retired, Hall of Fame fighter, right? Right? And now he's an analyst, and he don't know about this list. How? This has been out for months. You don't know about the list? You didn't care about it. Because once you heard about it, you thought it was all cap. Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says, you already know Porter getting his cheeks clapped by Miguel. Oh, I'm starting to think so.
¡Ay, Miguel! ¡Miguel!
So now he don't know about the list. But listen.
I felt like this was the smoke and the mirrors effect when it was first announced, and we want this who we want. And I think that when it first started to happen, this isn't what they wanted first.
Yeah.
What do you mean this isn't what they wanted first? I just gave you 5 names he wanted first. Because out of the names I mentioned, contrary to popular belief, Norman is the least experienced. And now that Devin won relatively easy. Now they're saying it's a cherry pick. No, it's not. 5 people said no. That's how I got here. No one forced him. And then they went with the narrative, oh, Turkey's forcing him to fight Brian Norman. So he can't duck this because Turkey said no more Tom and Jerry cat and mouse shit. He's mad. You saw that British dude come up here talking about, oh, he's stealing his money. No, he's not. If Turkey didn't want to deal with Devin, he wouldn't deal with him. How you going to say, oh, he's stealing my money, but Devin don't fight anybody? Because that's what Turkey said. He ain't stealing his money. What you mean? And by the way, that was the Friday before the fight. Hey, you dumb Brit, you're not blocked. Type something. What you got to say now? What happened to that other homosexual? Yo, Drew, you said I said yes 5 times. I did it. When I asked him, man, bro, just come out of the closet, man. You want to fuck? BF was in the chat. He said yes like 5 times. Comes back at the end of my show, says, yeah, you lie. I didn't say anything. I said, yo, you gay. Shut up. Get out of here. Move. Get out of here. Get out of here. Neither one of them are blocked. You want to step into the chat and say, hey, man, I was wrong about Devin? You'll never say that. Whoever Devin decides to fight next, there's an Onyx song off the first album back in 1993, Back the Fuck Up. There's a song called The Next Niggas. You're going to suck the next nigga dick. That's what you're going to do. Andrew 100, salute. Yeah. Yeah, Andrew, am I wrong on that? Dude came back with bass in his voice. You lie. I never said that. I said yes. I didn't lie. I said, man, you gay. Shut up. Get out of here. Them niggas is slow. What about the other dude? He want to come on here and talk about phone calls and what Brian Norman Sr. said about phone calls. I said, Brian Norman Sr. wasn't on no phone call. The phone call you're talking about, I was on that call. What do you mean? I don't want to hear anything that Brian Norman Sr. has to say about a phone call that I was on. He can't tell me nothing about the phone call because I was on it. So there goes that. Stop trying to go to other places and listening to bullshit and coming over here like you armed with some facts. Now that clown didn't know I was on that phone call. He didn't know where he was. It's the Strong House, baby. You didn't know. Asshole. I'm the dude with the camouflage do-rag. You better do your fucking research. What you mean? So Sean Porter don't know about no goddamn list. That's what I'm saying. It's the Porterway Pod trash. It's a glorified meat-sucking show. That's what it is. It's a glorified meat-sucking show. Shelton, what up? So you don't know about no damn list. So why are you even talking about it? You see how that works? I will never get on my show and talk about something that I don't know about. You know what I'll say? If there's a situation, I'll click live and ask y'all, yo, what's going on with da-da-da-da? What do y'all know? Because I don't know. If it's this is my opinion. If it's that, this is my opinion. But what's going on? I'll never get on here and take a hard stance on anything when I don't know all of the facts. This nigga don't even know the facts. Why are you acting like Brian Norman was first on the goddamn list? Now, if you ask this dumb motherfucker with an afro, hey, man, he wasn't number 1 on the list. Oh, well, that's why I thought that it was Cap. No, he was like number 5 or 6 or something. Talk about all the motherfuckers that told Devin no. Talk about them. Somebody go to the Porterway Pod Trash and put in the word Teofimo Lopez and see if he did any lives or any videos about him ducking $11 million. Did you do that? Because if Devin ducked $25 million from Turkey, that'd have been front page news. If Devin ducked $11 million to fight Teofimo, that'd have been front page news. What is Tim Bradley and Sean Porter's opinion on Teofimo when he said whichever monkey wants the banana? What's up with that? What I tell you about these coons always worried about the wrong shit? Eric Jordan back in that super chat. He says nobody wanted to box Devin on Norman Jr. has the ninja sword.
Then let him taste the fury of my nigga sword!
This is why you can't listen to these knuckle draggers. But let's go back to what this clown said.
Not to say we don't want this.
Yeah.
This ain't just what we want
First. Yeah.
We eventually want to get there, but we want to hype this thing up. We want to do this. We want to do that.
Right.
And it ended up having to be the first fight for him. It's probably best that they got him now than they got him later.
That is.
It's probably best that they got him now and didn't get him later. He had those assholes sitting on his couch. No one just tapped him and said, yo, no, Sean. He wasn't first on the list. He was like 4th or 5th. What you mean get him now? Sean, he was a champion. He was a champion. And he didn't want him now. Matter of fact, didn't BF say that he told them niggas, the Normans, don't do it now? Brian could go unify with someone else, and Devin could go unify or get a belt somewhere else. By the time they met, Brian probably would have had maybe another belt, maybe 3 belts, maybe. And Devin could have had 1, and they could have met for undisputed. Brother says, yo, Fred, you stupid. He said, dude look like William Joppy, little brother, Sloppy Joppy. Oh, man. I remember saying, you know, Norman got a belt. He should go unify. Devin coming to 147. Devin might be able to grab 1 or 2 belts. Brian could grab another belt by maybe the end of the summer. They can meet for undisputed. I remember saying that. My brother CB Sports, salute. Dragon Fang, J Man, salute. I remember saying that, but nobody wants to listen to my dumb ass. That's cool. Now look, he has no belt, and possibly, there's a blueprint on how to deal with him. Possibly. Now you're looking at 147 a little different now. Because now Brian Norman Jr. is in a position where he can't lose his next fight. He has to win. And he has to win outstanding. You know why? Because it's going to prove that he's not done. It's going to prove that he's improved as a fighter. What happened with Devin is he just fought a better guy that night. That's all. That's all. That's all. But if he get in there and gets outboxed again, they're going to use him to say, oh, see, Devin, he just fought a guy that was the fake goods. And it's not going to be good for Brian. It's going to be unfair for Brian. And they would rather throw Brian in the trash as a means to discredit Devin than to say that Devin is that good. And that's why I need you knuckle draggers to wake up. Knuckle draggers don't wake up. They just drag their goddamn bumpy knuckles. Sean Porter's supposed to be smarter than this. But he's not. He's not. Frida's March, salute. He's not. He's not smart. He's not smart at all. He's a gopher. He's a gopher. That's what he is. They'll go for this. I'll go for that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Sean Porter said something crazy about Snack, right? Did y'all know Sean Porter's the reason why Devin is in the snack program? Did y'all know that? Sean Porter was walking around with a snack shirt too. Did y'all forget that? Y'all forgot? I got you. I got you right now. I ain't got to make it up. Look. He's the reason why Devin is over there on snack. What you talking about? Sean got stopped by Bud. Were they both on snack? Huh? Y'all see that? Look at that. Showtime Sean Porter says, certainly out of my career because I don't do drama, but I'll end the day with some fun. And go on record saying snack is safe. It's a safe, clean, and very useful product tool for athletes. What, y'all forgot? This dude be double talking. This dude be listening to his comment section, thinking that and see, he thinks people in the comments know more than him. In certain cases, he's right. The ones that disagree with him, but the majority co-sign the bullshit. Yeah, snack bad. Nigga, you wear a snack shirt. So you gonna tell me Bud kicked your ass because of snack or he was just a better fighter and you were done? Which one is it, Sean? Was you on snack when you fought Alexander Usyk? Uh-oh. Drew, what did you say? Look it up. Sean was a little heavier back in the day. Usyk was a little lighter, but they met. They met in the amateurs. Go figure, right? No one ever accuses Usyk of being on drugs. How did he go up to heavyweight and knock out Daniel Dubois and almost knock out Tyson Fury? No one questions anything, right? No one questions anything. Y'all tried to say when he was kissing his cross, because he's loyal to his faith, that he was inhaling a asthma pump or something, which is a steroid. Y'all tried to lie on Usyk. You clowns got to do better. But I wanted to put this up. Adam's Boxing Show. I don't know who it is. I'm not on Twitter. He says, I would like to see you go on their show and other platforms like us to discuss criticism. This type of remark towards them isn't the way to get champ. Man, shut up, bro. So Devin responded. He says, you cannot tell me how to respond. Sean Porter been bashing me for years. I was 14, 15, 16, sparring him for $200 to $300 when he was in his prime fighting for world titles. He got the nerve to say something about Victor Conte and snack. He was the one that introduced me to snack. I could go on and on. You speaking on something you know nothing about, like most of you assholes.
Whoa! What the
Okay. So wait, hold on. Let's dial it back for a second. He was sparring for a couple of $100 when Sean was in his prime. He's 14, 15, 16, getting him ready for world title fights. And y'all want to believe that Tank Davis beat this kid in sparring? He's sparring Sean Porter. Listen, man, there's a reason why they say Devin was too big. He's always been tall and rangy for these guys. And he's always been able to compete with them. Ain't no way little ass midget Davis was competing with this kid. He quit. Doghouse rules. He quit. And Bill left the gym with 10 racks. Pay the man. OG Mr. Mont, salute. Pay the man. Nobody was doing what Devin was doing at that time. Nobody. And it translated from him being a gym warrior to a world-class fighter on a pro level. So it sounds like Sean was a little salty that at 14, 15, 16 years old, that this kid was competing with him and he still had kid strength with him. And every time he got out that gym, he was like, hey, man, Ack, what up? Man, this kid gonna be a problem. I better be long gone when this kid grows into his man strength. And you are, Sean. When Bud sees the greatness in you and he's dapping it up with you, you're special. And that's another thing. Did y'all hear this dude Mag say that Bud wasn't special? Did you hear that? He's special, but he's not exciting. What are you talking about? Listen, when you tell me as a grown man that you get butterflies when you watch Tank fight, it's not good, bro. It's not good. I get butterflies when I watch Tank fight. If the kids ain't talking about it, then it's nothing. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And then there's reality. Because all I ask these fools is, do I lie on this kid Tank? Have I ever lied on him? So all of these bad things that he's done, from ducking fights to leaving the scene of a car accident. The chick was pregnant, beating women. One was caught, well, two caught on video, blowing $40 million paydays, ducking your contemporaries. I don't have to lie on him. I'm just saying, yo, look at this shit, man. What am I supporting again? I'm just supposed to. You got to support him. Nah, I'll pass. I'm good. Keep your monkey kung fu to yourself. Get your boogie on, y'all.
Yeah, come on! Yeah, man, come on!
Y'all remember Magilla Gorilla? You know, put the first three letters of Magilla's name in the chat and just stop right there. Magilla Gorilla. Put the first three letters in that man, in that ape's name in the chat and just stop right there. Like you're spelling Magilla, and then you just stop. Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. McGilla Gorilla. Yeah. Uh-huh. And suddenly, I think I'm being trolled. Because I don't think... I'm like, this guy can't be for real, can he? McGilla Gorilla, you know, the apes. And wait a minute. McGilla, Mag. How you spell McGilla? How do you spell McGilla? Let me see. M-A-G. Wait a minute. This nigga trolling me, bruh. How much is that gorilla in the window? Remember that? What was the little girl name? Wasn't her name OG? Little white girl? What was it? Let me Google that. Hey, bruh. Yo, Mag trolling, bruh. Mag trolling, bro. Nah, all right, Mag, you got me, bro. He's trolling, bro. He's not a real person, bro. Nah. How much is that gorilla in the window? Y'all remember that? Who's that old? This shit right here. That little girl name was OG or Ogie, whatever her name was. How much is that gorilla in the window? Ooh. Bro, stop. I hate y'all niggas, man. Is he a real person or is he fucking around? He's real? No. Can't be. How much is that gorilla in the window looking ass? I was like, what the fuck? Mag set. Wait, how you spell McGilla? I was like, M-A-G. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, the joke's on us, bro. We're the lab rats, man. The joke's on us, right? Yes, sir. Come on, y'all. This is wild work. Let me take a second. Let me salute Brother Lamar in that Cash App yesterday. He said, appreciate your work. Happy Thanksgiving, man. Salute to you, Brother Lamar, man. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. He said it's Mag's origin story. Wait, hold on. Nigga, shit. Yo, I can't play this. YouTube will, YouTube will flag it. But goddamn, bro. McGilla Mag. That's funny as hell, man. Mag, you've been trolling this whole time, man. That was a good one. Nigga said, I want to see how long these niggas do this before they catch on. I got it, man. I understand, bro. But anyway, F you, Sean Porter, Xenomouth, the Portaway Pod trash. You been hating on Devin. Devin been whooping your ass since he was 14 years old, bruh. Nigga said he heard about some list. What, you thought Brian Norman was first on the list? That's what you thought? Acting like he ain't here. You didn't do no research on the things you about to talk about? You idiot. I think he's the queen. It's ridiculous, man. Thumbs down to the Portaway Pod trash. If you want to hate on Devin, that's a safe space for you. You can go on there. Thank you, 88. The list was on Twitter. It was everywhere. How the fuck did he not see it? Why? And I know he saw it. Why are you downplaying it? Dal says, I'm 61. I remember. I mean, come on. I mean, this guy's a liar, bro. This guy is a liar. I got to hear that again, bro. Hold on. Damn it. Wait a minute. I got to hear it again, man. Portaway Pod trash. All that shit y'all were talking, man. Fuck that. Let's run it, man. Let's run it.
His career. I said, Dev's got still has something in the tank. I said, the best version of Devin shows up. Now Norman's gonna have some big issues, and
he never said that.
It just so happened that it went that way, you know. Funny enough, like I'm on record for saying that Devin didn't want this fight in the first place. I don't think that they did. I'm hearing that it was on record that he was on the list. That Brian Norman was.
I'm hearing that it's on record that he was on the list. You hearing? Or did you see it? That's Sean Zartel, and who those other two dudes sitting there? I don't know. I can't see. It's Sean Zartel. Let me tell you what danger is. Sean Zartel. He's another dude that plays that fence. But I'm going to tell you what's dangerous. Do you know, and Stormy brought this to my attention because I didn't notice, he has a say on Hall of Fame votes. The Ashton Kutcher of boxing sitting right there. Him. Here's the question. How the fuck do you get that? How does that happen? How do you get a vote? What qualifies you as a person to vote? Who makes that call? Sean Zartel, who's a hater, sitting right there next to a compromised xenomouth Sean Porter with 82 fucking teeth in his mouth, and that's just the front. I can't see. My eyes are bad. That's you, Shu and Tiger Johnson, sitting there. I don't know who that. I can't see. It's small on my screen. This dude got a vote, y'all. This dude. And he be on his podcast with Radio Raccoon, bouncing around. But this guy has a vote, which means when it comes to guys like Devin or anybody else, he could be the deciding factor, whether it's thumbs up or thumbs down. Him. What does he do exactly? And I met him. He had like a $5,000 camera. I said, okay, who's this? Tate said, oh, that's Sean Zartel. I said, great, who's that? But Tay had a problem with him because he had wrote something crazy about Deontay. So Tay stepped to him and they were talking and I left him to it. I walked off. I came back. I said, y'all good? He said, nah, we straight. I said, all right. But now he's bouncing around on YouTube doing shit like this. And he has a vote in the Hall of Fame? How did he get that credential? How? Devin says, couch full of yes men. Oh, man, he went off. He said, I've made and accomplished more than all of them put together. Well, is he lying? So you're sitting on the couch with a bunch of people that haven't accomplished anything remotely close to what Devin has accomplished. You got a guy that has a Hall of Fame vote and a retired fighter that used to spar the kid when he was 14. He was kicking your ass and sparring. You ain't bring him in there because you was fucking him up. You need work. And he has one more accolade against a killer that y'all ordained as a killer. Remember, Tim said he was a killer and Devin was supposed to get killed. Sean agreed. Devin won again, didn't fight anything like how y'all said he was, and y'all still here hating? For what? Xeno mouth? It's good he got Brian when he was early. He wasn't trying to fight him. How about this? Is anyone saying it's bad that Brian fought Devin that early on his end? Brian, you should have waited. You shouldn't have took that fight. It was too early for y'all. Y'all got gassed over that Japanese kid he knocked 6 months off of his life. Y'all got gassed over that. Y'all got gassed off the other dudes that he knocked out on ESPN. Y'all got gassed. All I said was, that's not Devin. What are y'all talking about? And y'all really have lost y'all mind. Y'all heard that Mexicant that called up champ size shit? I'm from Beaumont, nigga! You better ask about me, nigga. Devin Haney is gonna get knocked out this fight, nigga. Fight Rudy Romero, nigga. Whole time he's a white Mexican. This is what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with foolish, insecure, jealous, know-nothings with big teeth. In everything that they put on Devin, at some point in their career, they felt themselves. And they're saying, well, look, I felt like this when I dealt with Manny Pacquiao. So Devin got to be feeling this shit. Not Tim, not Sean Zattel, not Sean Porter. When Ryan Garcia popped dirty, that was the time the boxing community should have got together and said, yo, Ryan, that was wrong, man. Instead, you niggas said, I can't unsee a left hook. Well, Devin said, I want that smoke back. And what, y'all act like y'all didn't hear that. You know what y'all said? Get it back in blood. Why are you suing him? Breach your contract. What are you talking about? Everybody that was in real positions of power, they said, yo, nah, this lawsuit is some real shit. He could win it. And how did y'all mindless freaks take it? Oh, you can't sue for a loss. He wasn't suing for a loss. We'll get it back in blood. He was trying to. Ryan said no. But you hate Bill, right? And you hate Devin because of that, right? But all I see is the work. You don't like it? Beat him. Ryan cheated and got caught. Ryan, you think you got his number? Beat him. You ducked already. You ducked twice. You might not beat Barrios, depending on who shows up, what Barrios shows up. But there's a part of me, although Ryan doesn't deserve a Devin Haney fight, Devin wants that back. And if that fight actually happens, Devin's going to beat the shit out of goddamn Ryan Garcia so bad. The excuse is going to be, and let me disarm you clowns right now, the excuse is going to be, well, Ryan was washed. He was out of the ring, and he just don't want to do it anymore. He ain't talking like that. And by the way, you knuckle draggers, why are y'all even talking to him after what he said? At any point did you niggas say, Ryan, why you say that about black women? Why you say that about black people? And as soon as he starts to talk, you should have been like,
Who cares?
nobody should be interested in anything that Ryan has to say. From Tim Bradley to Xenomorph Mouth, Sean Porter. Tank Davis wants to pop bottles with him and take him out to eat. They wanted to fuck. That's what it was. They wanted to fuck. That's what they wanted. That's why I don't respect Tank at all. I don't respect him. Let the black man get money. I don't respect him as a black man. He don't respect himself. He don't respect women. And he don't respect you. Y-E-W. He don't respect you. Yeah, when you see me, don't say nothing to me. I don't fuck with y'all. Y'all sound soft. Yeah. Fuck that. I'm saying fuck that little kid. No, you saying you want to fuck that little kid. There's something wrong with all of y'all niggas. Well, I don't tell y'all where to go or what to do, but I was never subscribed to the Port Away Pod trash. But this solidified it as to why I don't deal with it. I don't, just because you're a retired pro, that don't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. We know more about rankings than these clowns do. And at this point, it's clear you got to do a little more than tell me, hey man, you know, I used to do this. I'm a Hall of Fame fighter. Yeah, that's great. You were great in the ring. I respect it. But I'm looking at this game beyond what you're looking at it. As a matter of fact, even when you was a participating athlete, what's real is you motherfuckers were you're always looking at your contemporaries and you want to prove you're better than them. Even looking at guys in lighter weight classes, and there's a bit of you that's jealous because it's like, man, I'm better than that guy. Why is he getting the shine? And I'm not firing shots at Bud, but do y'all know if Errol really comes out of retirement and fights anybody in Dallas, is going to sell out? Bud knows that. And Bud is a Hall of Fame fighter, #1 pound for pound in the world. But a fan base is a fan base. You want another example of that? Ryan Garcia has a fan base. I'm no fan of no man. The people that support Ryan Garcia are racist and fanatics. They're gay. And to disregard everything that he said and done, that's what fanatics do. I don't align myself with any of that. When it comes to Devin Haney, they try and fire back. When I'm saying, man, yo, you Tank fans, get out of here. Oh, well, you a Devin Haney fanboy. No. I see the work. I support the work. What are you supporting? I support the work. You're not hurting my feelings by saying that. I'm hurting your feelings because everything I say about you and your favorite fighter, regardless of who it is supported by facts. I don't fuck with Teofimo Lopez. I don't fuck with Ryan Garcia. I don't fuck with Tank Davis. And I don't fuck with Sean Porter as an anal list because he's on the anal list. So forget him and his pod trash. You've lost all privileges. You and Timothy Desert Dome Bradley. Y'all are jealous scumbags. And I'd say you ought to be ashamed of yourself, but you niggas, y'all ain't got no shame. Car fire for everybody. Hey, Miguel, do you support Devin Haney?
No!
Pillow biter. Salute to everybody in the Venmo, the Zelda Cash App, the Super Chat. The general's on. Y'all stay blessed. Get your asses in the gym. Y'all know y'all ate too much yesterday.
Okay, have a crappy weekend. Hope your house burns down.
Bronx on down.
Move!
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.